You know what's really hard in all of the challenging situations we face? Is being present. It's hard. It's hard to know when somebody comes up to you and they're bringing you all of their garbage. This happens all the time. People come into our lives because most people, can we just be honest? Most people aren't very considerate. Most people don't think about how what they're going to say is going to affect you. Let's be honest. Most people are selfish, right? So what's really hard as a leader so oftentimes is knowing how to manage other people's challenges as well as our own. The casino environment is really, really tough. It just is. I had a really interesting couple of studies that I was looking into about the casino environment. And I know this won't shock you, but a lot of the stuff that you face here at Mountaineer, a lot of other casinos face. And so you chose a tough field to be in, all of you. You have patrons who come in who have high demands. There's some people who aren't high rollers who believe they're high rollers. You know who I'm talking about, right? And then you got other people coming in for a heavy weekend and they just drink a little bit too much. You got other people who come in and they're playing for so long they forget that there's this little thing called BO that starts to emanate from them. And dealers are hit with these whiffs in between a table win. You in food and beverage, you have people who are stomping their feet or complaining to you, and then you got staff members who don't want to do what they're supposed to do. They're insubordinate. Insubordination is one of the biggest challenges in casinos. So you're dealing with a lot, and I want to validate that. I want you all to accept that and receive it, because sometimes it's hard to just accept life on life's terms. That's the only way we can stay present, is if we accept life on life's terms. Resisting life on life's terms is like us pulling two cable weights, and trying to hold them together. But really, where we find the best of ourselves and the best of the world is when we just simply let go. We maintain boundaries. We have good systems and good processes for how we're going to engage the conflict and the challenges that come our way. But doing the studies that I did these last couple months on casinos, I was just blown away at some of the reads, the neurological reads, the psychological reads that a lot of people work in casinos have. Anxiety, PTSD, depression, delusion. And also, the environment that you're in is really tough because the government takes extra pieces of the pie. And there's something you got to know about the government. They don't have a face. So to fight against it is really, really tough. So here we are in a challenging environment. You're dealing with a lot of people's issues every day. And the question is always, so what do we do about it? And my suggestion to all of you is that you focus on, for you, what the best quality of life is. And you maintain boundaries, and you set orders, and you set systems in place to take care of yourself. Because here's something that I do know about leadership. If you take good care of yourself, you're going to have the ability, the energy, the presence, and the systems to take care of others. If you don't take care of yourself, everything falls apart. So with that said, I'm going to jump into this. This is one of my favorite quotes. This gentleman, his name was Jim Rohn, who wrote this quote. The first business that I started was in the franchise market. I was a distributor for a very large franchise organization, and he kind of did what I did for the organization, and I asked him to spend some time with me, and he had written like 20 books. Very warm man, just the real deal. Had built multiple businesses himself, and so he had a real fine, clear understanding of how to become successful, but he also would always talk about the tension that we're in all the time. And this is the tension. The challenge of leadership is to be strong, but not rude. To be kind, but not weak. To be bold, but not a bully. To be thoughtful, but not lazy. To be humble, but not timid. Be proud, but not arrogant. And have humor, but without folly. We're always in this tension in leadership between these polar opposites. And we have to find the balance. So in order to do that, especially in conflict situations, I wanted to share these things with you. Now, the first one is always up to you. And without that, all the rest are going to go to crap anyways. So I think it's important to start there. That we have to choose character. We have to choose to be the best of ourselves, no matter what's going on around us. Because the only person who loses when you don't choose to be the best of yourself, don't get me wrong, others do too, but you lose. When you don't choose to be the best of yourself, you lose more than anybody else. When we don't choose to be the best of who we are, and we start to compromise our values because of external circumstances, we lose a piece of ourselves. We give away pieces of ourselves. And so my recommendation, listen, it's all up to you. I'm just here giving recommendations. Y'all could take this stuff and go, you know what? I'm going to throw it in the trash on my way out. I am going to try to forget this as quickly as I heard it. Or you can take it and make it yours. There's no one size fits all in leadership. None. It's a one size fits only one. So these recommendations are for you to ponder and think about. And if you do them, I guarantee you, based upon 15 years in this field, that if you put them into practice, the way that you put them into practice, not the way I put them into practice, you figure out how it works for you, you're going to see some external circumstances change. But if not, the alternative is things won't be much different. A year from now, there won't be much difference. In fact, it might go backwards a little bit. So it's all completely up to you. But these methods I want to give you for dealing with challenging situations, some of which I learned in the military. One is called the OODA loop. I'll go into detail about that. And it was developed in major conflicts. The next is the gray rocking method. Some of you have dealt with people who struggle with narcissism. Anybody? People with personality disorders? People who are just straight up selfish? The gray rocking method, if you can learn it, will be such a powerful tool for you. And I'm excited to share it with you. And then I'm going to talk about common challenging situations that are in casinos worldwide. And one thing that's nice about hearing other people's plight is it makes you not feel crazy. So we'll talk about that. And then we've got some challenging situations that were submitted by some of your department heads. And so I was able to take those and give some suggestions. But what you're going to do is you're going to break up by department. And you're going to walk through them. And I don't want to tell you this is the way you got to do it. All I did was I offer a bunch of suggestions on how you can handle these challenging situations. And what I want you to do is figure out how it works for you. Your personality, your methods are yours. But there are the two most common characteristics of successful leaders. One, all successful leaders are continual and voracious learners. You will not find somebody who has great success who does not learn all the time, who's always taking in new ideas, new methods, who's challenging themselves to say, okay, this didn't work, let me try something else. Poor leaders, ineffective leaders, try it one time and they go, it doesn't work. This book's full of crap. You know, that article's not, it's just wrong, you know? But strong and effective leaders are continual and voracious learners. And then the second thing that they do is they practice what they learn. And that's it. They practice again and again and again and again and again until they get it right. And I'm telling y'all, having talked to the last group the other night, we just kept saying, what's the alternative? We know you have challenges. We know it. We know. Straight up, you have a lot of challenges. What is the alternative from trying something new and trying to solve? What's the alternative? If you got one. So I suggest today we make a decision. Something Jim Rohn used to say all the time that I loved. He'd say the day that turns your life around is the day you decide it's going to turn around. That's when it happens. When you decide. So I think, look, we're here for another hour and 40 minutes. We might as well decide we're going to get as much as we can out of this today. So let's start with this. Choosing character. Now, character comes from the Greek word character, which simply means the mark, tell them I'm not here, the mark or stamp on a coin that is hammered out by a chisel. So whenever you look at a coin, like if you were to look at a quarter, whose face is on that? I'm trying to remember which one. George Washington, okay? You look at a penny, who's on the penny? Abe Lincoln. What would be the character trait all of us would know Abraham Lincoln by? Honesty. Pretty good. That's a pretty good character trait to be known by. Now, let me ask you just a very simple question. Because character developed over time is about choosing your value system. So let's imagine for a second, and I'd love to hear some of your answers. I'll tell you mine if you tell me yours. What value at your funeral, what one value at your funeral would you want to be known for? What's that? There, see, me and you. That's what I want too. That's all I want. And Michael Ross was kind. He was a kind man. Kindness. Somebody else. Faithfulness. I did what I said I was going to do over time. I hung out with you. I hung by you in good and bad times. That's a good one. What else? Loyalty. Absolutely. You can count on them. My dad used to say, the best ability is dependability. Right? What else? Good parent. That's right. What does it take to be a good parent? What do you think? If you were to if someone were to come to you and go, what makes a good parent? What would you say? Love. Be known for love. That's a good one. Discipline. Absolutely. They were disciplined. Patience. Teach me that one, please. I need that one. But here's the deal. Character is choosing what you want to be known for. Choose it. And then no matter what happens, no matter what situation, no matter what kind of challenge or conflict you're going through, you choose to be that. Now mine's kindness. I'm not always perfect at this, but I do gotta give myself a couple pats on the back. Okay? I have dealt with some major challenging situations where I have maintained my kindness in the face of people being rude, accusatory, hostile. People have said a lot of mean things about me when I wasn't around. I've chosen to be kind in the face of that. Boy, is it hard. It is really, really hard. And I want to give you a secret. You can take this or leave it. You don't have to take this. You don't even have to like this. You could Again, just shove it to the side. There's a secret to doing that. There's a secret to maintaining your values no matter what happens to you. And the secret is perpetual forgiveness. I have a stick-it note next to my bed. It's about this big. And whenever I'm feeling resentful, or, I get these little, revenge thoughts. Anybody ever do this? Somebody does something to you, and you're like, oh, I wish I would have said this. Oh, could you imagine? If I would have said this, I would have really got them. I would have got my revenge. They would have been humiliated. It'd be awesome. Or somebody does something to you, and you think, I'm gonna burn them to the ground. I'm just getting, you know what? I'm going to be kind, and I'm going to smile to you in your face, but I'm going to burn you to the ground. You just wait. Anybody ever do this? Am I the only one? Yeah. So the key is, in those moments, you got a choice to make. Because resentment will grow on resentment. Anger grows on anger. You feed anger, you get more anger. Whatever energy you are using is going to grow. Wherever your focus grows is where you go. If we focus on negative energy, you're going to get more. So the only answer, especially in relationships and a lot to yourself, you know how many stick-it notes I have towards Michael Ross? It's double what I have to anybody else. I'm the hardest person to forgive. I'm the hardest person to be kind to for me. I'm the hardest person to live my values with. But I choose to forgive again and again and again. And it's not like this. I don't do it like this. I forgive you, Michael. You're a good guy. I don't do that. I broke one of my steering wheels one time. That's how I forgave myself. I was punching my freaking steering wheel. Boom! And it broke. Saying, I forgive myself for something really stupid I did. Because I didn't want to let it go. I wanted to hold a grudge against myself. I wanted to hurt myself. I wanted to pay. I wanted to suffer. And that's the same energy I use towards others. I can only speak for myself. I got this one and only life. Y'all know how short this is? I mean, seriously, can we just be real? This life is so stinking short. We have a set amount of days. That's it. And for you to compromise who you really want to be, compromise your own values because of outside circumstances, challenging circumstances, is not worth it. And I'm speaking to myself just as much as I'm speaking to you. It is not worth it. Forgiveness is the answer. Letting it go. Choosing to be kind in the face of rudeness. Choosing to be loyal when somebody else isn't loyal. Choosing to be faithful when someone else is faithless. Choosing love in spite of hate. Choosing light instead of darkness. That is character. So I've got a few things to think about. Character is going against selfishness and leaning into here's the key, the pain of selflessness. It is painful to be selfless. And here's why. Most people are, and not even consciously aware that they're selfish. Most people don't even know they're selfish. And it's painful to be selfless when people are selfish. But what does it make of us when we're selfless? It makes us extremely strong, not weak. And here's the other thing about the challenge of life. There are 3 certainties of life. I talked about this last time. I know you probably don't remember. It's been like 3 months. So let me give you a quick refresher. Let me tell you this. I love to deal in the truth. I just do. I just like honesty. Because at least if I can face it, I can do something about it. I don't like taking bills that I don't want to pay and shoving them into the closet and pretending they don't exist. I'd rather face them and figure them out. So there's 3 certainties of life, and we should never fight these. We got to work with them. Number 1 is pain. I want to say that like Mr. T in Rocky. Pain. Pain is a certainty of life. You're going to deal with pain for the rest of your life. Pain in your body, pain in your soul, pain in your spirit, pain in your mind. You're going to deal with it. You're going to deal with the pain of loss. You're going to deal with the pain of regret. You're going to deal with the pain of lost opportunity. You're going to deal with the pain of wishing you had one more day with someone that you miss. You're going to have to deal with that pain. The second one is, second certainty of life is uncertainty. You only have control over three things in your life. 1, your own attitude. 2, your own effort. 3, your own level of cooperation. Outside of that, nothing is certain. But it's our perspective about pain. It's our perspective about uncertainty. It's our perspective about the need for constant work that makes us what we are. Next thing, character is making hard decisions that you won't regret. 85% of people, according to Bronnie Ware in the book, The Top 5 Regrets of the Dying, 85% of people look back on their life with significant regret. The number one regret of the dying is, I did not live a life true to who I knew I should be. I instead lived my life based on the expectations of others. Hard decisions, not easy ones, is what helps you avoid regret. Doing what's right in the face of adversity, no matter how other people are affected by it. Do you know why people don't make hard decisions? They're afraid of other people's reactions, even if it's right. That'll cause some regret. Next, character is seeking peace when everything in you is telling you to seek revenge. It's hard. I'm telling you, this is a battle for me every day. I have this record of wrongs that I keep in the back of my subconscious. I can go back through. I could see somebody who did me wrong 25 years ago and still get that feeling. Oh, remember that time? Oh, I still want a piece. But I got to choose to forgive in that moment. It's tough. This isn't rainbows, sunshines, and unicorn. Only tough people have character. Only the hardcore have character. That's why the best leaders have it. Because they've faced the challenges and battles and they're able to help others do the same. Character is being kind when you feel like being combative. Character is choosing humility when feelings of pride overtake you. There's a balance, this weird balance between hubris and humility that we got to walk as leaders. You've got to have a little bit of hubris. You got to know that you can get it done. Who's going to follow a person that's just unsure of themselves? Well, I don't know if we can get it done or not. Yeah, I'm going to follow that person into a challenging situation. You want somebody who's, I got this. But you also want them to be humble, where they're going to invite you into the situation and help you become your best. Next, character is taking really good of yourself when you don't feel like it. This is it. To me, in coaching, number one problem that we see with leaders, they don't take care of themselves. Overworked, many are underpaid, and many don't take care of themselves. Because the way you serve at work is often how you serve at home too. And they run, and everybody wants a piece. Everybody wants a piece of you. Can you help me with this? Can you help me with that? You're efficient, you're loyal, you get stuff done. Let me ask the person who I can count on to get it done. That's a leader's greatest gift, but it also can be your greatest weakness. You got to take good care of yourselves. Have fun. Enjoy your lives. Get out with your friends. Go do things that will stretch you. Learn an instrument. Learn another language. Go visit a place you've never seen. Go away somewhere by yourself for a weekend. Have you ever done that? Oh, I have. It's wonderful. It is wonderful. Go into the woods by yourself for a weekend. Go rent a cabin and go. Take care of yourself. You know what some of the sweetest sound is when you're a leader that's distracted by noise all the time? You know what it is? Hold on, everybody. Shh, shh, shh. Here we go. Shh. Do you hear that? Ah, it's wonderful. the sound of nothingness is sometimes the best healer. Take care of yourselves. And then finally, character is being emotionally intelligent and choosing the truth in every and all circumstance. The truth. This is our greatest friend. No matter how much it hurts, it always sets us free.